Despite an early ending to this MLB season for this Boston Red Sox team, it seems like they're still going to be considered victorious, as a brand new article suggests they're at the top of baseball for the first time in a long time when it comes to farm systems. We'll break down what that means and what it should look like going forward for this Boston Red Sox team on this episode of Red Sox Digest. So let's not waste any time and get right to it and break down the new guys in town. Now, the farm system, without a doubt, is one of the most important aspects of Major League Baseball, without a doubt, and it gets overlooked a lot by the casual fan. So if you don't know what the farm system is, it is really just the system of players in which a professional baseball organization has underneath them, not at the professional level. So you have single A, double A, and triple A. All of those are considered really development leagues for these younger players in order to really keep them involved in the organization without actually being on a 40-man roster, with the opportunity to earn that roster spot by playing well through any of those leagues, single, double, or again triple A. And again, it seems like the Boston Red Sox, for the first time in a long time, are going to be at the top of the helm when it comes to farm systems and the value in which they have in those farm systems in these young prospects with a whole lot of potential. So again, this article was published just a few days ago, titled "Red Sox Farm System Keeps Shining with Impressive Number 3 Ranking to End 2024." Again, this is absolutely massive, as we do have numbers and stats ranking the Boston Red Sox farm systems in previous years. And again, not even in the top 10. Obviously, in the mid-season of 2022, they ranked 11th, but again, that was the highest ranking they've had. And again, now, as recent as on the 25th of this month, they now rank in the top 3. That is absolutely massive. And again, it goes without saying, some of the names on this Boston Red Sox farm system are absolutely ridiculous and are going to be cornerstones for this Boston Red Sox franchise for years to come. So let's get to it and break down this article and really what it has to say. As it goes on to say, after the Boston farm system was largely depleted at the beginning of the current decade, former President Chaim Bloom and his front office staff placed their focus on rebuilding the prospect ranks, and as shown, recognition for Boston's farm hands has poured in all season, and that trend continued on Wednesday. Bleacher Report's Joel Reuter placed the Red Sox farm system third out of 30 Major League Baseball organizations in BR's season-ending system rankings. Again, this is massive. BR is Bleacher Report. If you don't know what that is, it is one of the biggest media just companies really in the world right now, covering really everything when it comes down to whatever professional sport on a national scale. They do a very good job, and again, they've earned more and more credibility as time has gone on. And again, this means a lot for the Boston Red Sox, as again, they know they have the talent, but again, when it comes down to comparing to other teams in the NBA, in the MLB, and really all of those teams in the MLB, it is hard to compete, because again, there are a lot of teams and there is a lot of talent from team to team. Regardless if it's the Miami Marlins, a team that is disastrous, they still have a lot of talent, or whether it's the San Diego Padres, the New York Yankees, the Baltimore Orioles, teams that are very, very good. You see a lot of talent from the top to the bottom of these organizations, and it translates. They have the talent throughout their farm systems, and because of that, they are good for years to come because of the age and the potential that they have at their disposal. And again, they allow them to develop through these farm systems without throwing them into the big leagues and just making them adapt to the best of the best. And again, this article goes on to say, and I quote, "A lack of good young pitching continues to be a glaring weakness in the Boston pipeline, but they are so stacked with position player talent that it's still an elite system." And now this is where things get a little interesting, because if we look around the league, pitching is by far and away can be considered the most valuable position, especially starting pitching. It's very, very hard for this Boston Red Sox team, and really for teams in the entirety of this MLB, to find prime pitching at a young age that is not going to be injury prone and that can stay healthy and be a live arm for years to come, because of the wear and tear and the amount of velocity that is now coming out of these arms. Whether you be a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher, the wear and tear is so aggressive nowadays because of how strong, how much spin rate, and just how much power and effort is going behind each and every pitch that you see. So again, it's not a crazy thing to see some of these young guys get burnt out so young. And again, for the Boston Red Sox, if you look at the top 5, when it comes down to their top 5 prospects, all skill positions. And thankfully, shortstop and catcher, second base, shortstop, and outfield. These are prime positions that are hard to fill. And when you get elite level talent like the Boston Red Sox do at these positions, it just takes a whole level of stress off of your shoulders, as you may have another cornerstone piece for your franchise at a very prime position. Shortstops are hard to find at a high level. Catchers are hard to find at a high level. And again, like we mentioned earlier, shortstops, but as well as second baseman, it is very, very hard to find elite level infielders at that second, short, and behind the bat, behind the plate to be elite, especially at a young age. So again, these are the top 5, and we're going to see these names a whole lot, especially going into next year, and I can't wait to see how they play out. I will say the top 3 guys are left-handed batters, and this Boston Red Sox team, without a doubt, is dominantly left-handed. Now, these guys are all very, very young. That's a photo of 4 of the 5 the guys listed. And again, if you look at their age, 21, 20, 22, 21, 22, these guys are at the peak of their just the ability to gain more experience and gain more knowledge, and just the ability to really adapt and grow into a professional athlete. I hope the Boston Red Sox are a prime organization that take care of their youngsters and allow them to really get through and develop as great human beings and great athletes overall to really be the trendsetters going forward for this Boston Red Sox team. Now, the article goes on to say, though the pitching depth is certainly lacking compared to the position players, the Red Sox do have a number of young arms at or approaching the big league level that should help the starting rotation in years to come. Richard Fitts and Quinn Priester, in particular, could become full-time rotation members in 2025. I will say Richard Fitts, we just saw pitch just a few days ago. He's actually made 3 starts, and he hasn't given up a run in any of those 3 starts yet. He's one of the few rookies to actually do that. And again, going 5 innings in all 3 of those starts and not giving up a run. He is still a rookie. He's very, very young. He does not have a lot of experience yet under his belt. But again, it's something good that we like to see, and him being so young with this much upside and being able to go out on the MLB stage and produce the way he has. Again, I know it's only 3 starts, but again, 5 innings in all 3 of those starts, not giving up a single run in any of those starts is a massive, massive boost to the confidence, as well as just his idea going into each and every start, especially, again, at such a young age. Now, this goes on to say, having a good farm system is great, but the Red Sox need their youth to start translating to victories. 2025 is a pivotal season for their front office to prove Boston is on the right trajectory, and many of the aforementioned prospects could have a key say in whether or not the goal succeeds. Now, without a doubt, it couldn't be more accurate. Now, these guys, again, we might not see all of them called up. We might not even see 2 or 3 of them called up, but we may see Mayer, we may see Roman Anthony, or even Kyle Teel at the catcher position get called up either at the beginning, if not the halfway point of next season, and they have to be able to make a splash. I'm not saying they have to be Aaron Judge and hit 60 home runs and hit for 330 average. That is not what we're asking for. They just have to be better day after day and just get their job done. And if they can do that, they can propel this Boston Red Sox team that is still extremely, extremely young and extremely promising due to the amount of talent they have. Tristan Casas, Rafael Devers, Jarren Duran. These guys are very young, and they're very, very good at what they do. And again, with them being so young, gaining more and more experience every single time they step out into the diamond is only going to allow them to get better down the line as long as they can stay healthy. And again, the Boston Red Sox have done a great job this year being on the field for a lot of it. I will say at least a lot of the key players. I know Devers has missed some time, as well as everyone does, because it is a long season. The baseball season, without a doubt, is very physically enduring. There's no way around that. But again, I feel like the Boston Red Sox have done a very, very good job. So once again, for us to be ranked in the top 3, this has to be a round of applause to Boston for actually getting this done and getting some movement in the farm system. Again, looking at these, just going back 2 years, bottom half, I know it's under 15, but 16th, 11th, and 14th, not the greatest. Getting inside that top 10 is huge. Getting inside the top 5 is even bigger, and we are inside the top 3. I don't know if we could have done a better job. There's a few guys here, the top 3 names. I cannot wait to watch play baseball on a professional level for this Boston Red Sox team, and I think it's really going to translate. We were able to hit the long ball very well. We were able to get on base at a pretty good clip, and we were able to get around the base pads when we got on base at a pretty good level. Again, we just did everything at a very good level. I won't say we were great at any one thing, but again, we were good, if not just above average, in a lot of the categories that are available for teams to be good at and really to propel them to be victorious night in and night out. So again, I hope these guys come in and make a massive splash. Let me know down in the comments, out of these 5 rookies or these 5 farm system players, who are you most excited to watch in a major league game for the Boston Red Sox? But again, that will be it for this episode of Red Sox Digest. I will see you guys on the next one.